Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to New Hampton in a Northeast Iowa Conference doubleheader. A rainout makeup from Tuesday night as the New Hampton Chickasaws, with a record of 4-1, take on the 4-0 Decorah Vikings. My name is Darren Swenson. As we get you set for the Vikings and the Chickasaws here tonight, we're about ready to go in Game 1 of this doubleheader. This is the way the Vikings will come to the plate. Leading off in left field, Cole Minks. Gabe Varney is in center. Cam Korsness is at second. Jake Marlowe at first. Brandon Hogan at short. Dawson Meyer in right. Ian Smith will be the catcher. John Will Jenkins doing the pitching, and Ryan Thorsten will be at third base. And that lineup will face Carter Stokel. Stokel making his first start, the right-handed junior for the Chickasaws. He'll have this defense behind him: Josh Fensky in left, Connor Cleveland in center, and Zach Wemark in right. Trevor Ambrose at third, Alex Troina at short, Keegan Tengi at second, Noah Hopp at first, Ryan Gorman behind the plate, and Carter Stokel will be on the hill. Cole Minks will lead things off here tonight with Jack Lynch calling the balls and strikes and Tyler Pozlowski working the base pass. We're about ready to go on a beautiful night for baseball. At 5:31, it's the first pitch from Stokel, and it's a swing and a miss from Minks. No balls and one strike. Cole thus far 5 for 15 on the season. He has Decorah's only extra base hit in the first 4 games. He has a triple and an RBI, and a curveball is taken for a strike. So Stokel quickly ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. New Hampton, the defending Northeast Iowa Conference champions, and a solid team coming back for Coach Mack despite some key losses as curveball goes outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Cloudless blue sky above, temperature in the 70s. Couldn't ask for a better night here in New Hampton. The 1-2 delivery, grounded foul, first base side, so we'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Vikings off to a 4-0 start. 4 come from behind victories to this point, including last night's 3-2 win over Southwind in the home opener. Vikes in a busy stretch, 7 games in 4 days as the pitch swung on and fouled straight back and out of play, so the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Cole Minks. Doubleheader tonight, a rainout makeup. Doubleheader tomorrow night at Cresco, and 2 games on Saturday as the next one sails high for 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Minks. John Will Jenkins started last night's game. It was basically a bullpen night for Decorah last night as the pitch swung on and missed. Minks down on strikes, 1 down here in the first inning. 1 down, nobody on for Gabe Varney, who is 6 for 14 with 4 RBI in the early going of the season. Varney, a left-hand hitter against the right-hander Stokel. A strikeout is something that has been very rare offensively, as that one popped in the middle of the infield at second base. Keegan Tengi is there to make the play, and there's 2 down in the inning. 2 down for Cam Korsness, who is 3 for 12 with 2 RBI.
Number 1, Cameron Korsness.
Korsness, the second baseman.
Korsness, a right-hand hitter against the right-hander Stokel. Carter wheels and deals, and the first pitch is a fastball up, 1 ball, no strikes. The strikeout of Minks was only the 7th offensive strikeout in 4+ games for Decorah. The 1-0 delivery, swing and a miss, and it is 1 ball and 1 strike. And with due respect to the opponents the Vikings have played, the competition definitely steps up a notch here tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike count in the pitch. Inside corner for a strike on a breaking ball. And now it's 1-2 on Cam Korsness. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Fastball up, 2-2 now on Korsness.
2 down. Top of 1.
New Hampton in a stretch of 5 games in 3 days as Korsness hits a fly ball towards right field. Zach Wemark under it in medium depth right to make the catch to retire the side. So the Vikes go quietly in the first, 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. Decorah nothing. And New Hampton coming to bat. The Chickasaws will bat this way. Leading off,
3 hitters, we are now going into
the catcher, Ryan Gorman. Batting second, the pitcher, Carter Stokel. Hitting third at first base, Noah Hopp. Hitting fourth at third base, Trevor Ambrose. Hitting fifth at shortstop, Alex Troina. Hitting sixth in center field, Connor Cleveland. Batting seventh in right field, Zach Wemark. Hitting eighth in left field, Josh Fensky. And batting ninth, Keegan Tengi at second base. And that lineup will face John Will Jenkins. No record thus far in his 2 appearances. He has a .350 ERA. He's thrown 6 innings, given up 7 hits, 3 runs all earned, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. He did start last night's game. The Vikes made that a little bit of a bullpen game as Jenkins went 2, Phillips went 2, Hogan went 2, and Ian Smith got the victory, getting the win in relief. I think it was a case of Coach O just wanted to make sure everybody would get their work and be ready to go without over-exerting anybody. Cole Minks is in left, Gabe Varney in center, Dawson Meyer in right for Decorah. Ryan Thorsten at third, Brandon Hogan at short, Cam Korsness at second, Jake Marlowe at first, Ian Smith behind the plate, and John Will Jenkins, the senior right-hander, on the hill.
Gorman.
Ryan Gorman will lead things off. He is 7 for 9 with 4 RBI thus far. Gorman, a left-hand hitter against the right-hander John Will Jenkins, as the pitch goes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 5 games into the season, Gorman obviously off to a very good start. Granted, statistics sometimes can be taken with a grain of salt as a bunt goes foul, third base side. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. The Chickasaws started with a 20-0 win over South Wind. Then lost 15-13 to Clear Lake, defeated St. Ansgar a week ago tonight 12-2, and defeated Nashville Plainfield and Waterloo East at their tournament last Saturday. As the pitch goes high, 2 balls and 1 strike on Ryan Gorman. Tomorrow night they will host Owine, will the Chickasaws. The 2-1 delivery, fastball at the letters, outside edge taken for strike 2, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Smith lays the sign, and John Will kicks and deals, and the pitch sprayed foul, third base side, not a play. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. There is a little bit of a nugget on the win that Decorah had a week ago tonight, I should say, against Mason City. A 3-2 come from behind victory. The 2-2 delivery sprayed foul back to the screen, so we'll do it again at 2-2. Last night, Mason City ended up defeating the top-ranked team in 4A Southeast Polk, the defending state champions. So, again, you can play the comparison game and what it means at this point in the season. Probably not a lot. The 2-2 delivery, ground ball towards short, multi-hopper goes to Brandon Hogan, and a throw to first base is off target. And reaching first base is Ryan Gorman on the Hogan error. Gorman at first, nobody out.
Number 10, Carter.
And the batter will be Carter Stokel. Stokel will try to help his own cause here. Stokel, 5 for 9 with 3 RBI thus far. Runner at first, nobody out. Thorsten will play even with the bag at third. Marlowe will hold the runner at first. Stokel, a right-hand hitter against the right-hander Jenkins. The pause and the delivery missed outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Decorah played an errorless game last night against South Wind. The pause. Gorman bluffs going, and now John Will throws over there, and Gorman back to the bag standing.
Did not have much of a lead. Outfield playing a straightaway for Decorah.
In the first 4 games of the season, Decorah with 7 errors. Runner bluffs going again, and the pitch inside. It's 2 balls, no strikes on Carter Stokel.
Carter Stokel. Coach McDonald down the third base coaching box. Assistant McKean down the first base side.
2-0 the count. The pitch from John Will gets by Ian Smith and hops to his right. And on the wild pitch, moving up to second will be Gorman. Actually, probably more accurately, that's probably a passed ball because I think Ian closed his mitt prior to the ball getting there. As the 3-0 taken low for ball 4. So a rocky start for the Vikings, an error, a passed ball, and a walk, puts runners at first and second with nobody out. And Noah Hop will be the batter. Hop 4 for 8 with 2 RBI thus far, and he'll look at a strike, nothing in 1. Hop, a left-hand hitter against the right-hander Jenkins. John Will comes set in the 0-1 delivery, swung on a drive at a deep right field, retreating is Dawson Meyer. He looks up, that ball is gone.
That's a home run, number 24, Noah Hop.
Home run, Noah Hop got all of that one.
So an error, a walk, and a long ball, and the Chickasaws up early in this one. That's the 4th home run the Chickasaws have hit thus far, and the first one for Hop.
Number 21, Trevor Ambrose.
High fly ball out of the park.
Hop with RBIs 3, 4, and 5 on the campaign. And now Trevor Ambrose, who is 8 for 11 with a double, 3 home runs, and 11 RBI, will stand in. Ambrose swings to the first one and fouls it away. No balls and 1 strike.
He fouls it straight back. Only had 1 baseball game last week. That was that opener. Covered 4 softball.
No balls, 1 strike, the count and the pitch. Hard, high fastball swung on and missed, and Ambrose now trails in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. So the Vikes have dug themselves a hole. It's 3-0 New Hampton here in the bottom of the first. The 0-2 delivery, ground ball towards third, and that one booted by Thorsten and into shallow left. So on the E5, Ambrose will reach. So New Hampton hitting the ball hard, but the Vikes now aren't doing themselves any favors either. A runner at first, nobody out. Alex Troina will be the batter. The senior is 7 for 12 thus far with 3 RBI. A 3-0 lead for New Hampton here in the bottom of the first inning. Still nobody out. Runner's going to go. Curveball taken for a strike. Throw down to second, not in time. So Ambrose, a state qualifier in the 100 and the 200, so obviously a kid with wheels, took second pretty much uncontested that time. Got a great jump off of Jenkins. No balls and 1 strike count. John Will with the delivery. Curveball grounded towards the left side. Hogan will make a stop, but that's all he'll be able to do. He kept Ambrose at second by getting to that ball. It'll be the second hit of the inning for New Hampton. First and second, nobody out, and Connor Cleveland will be the batter. Cleveland 3 for 8 with 4 RBI thus far. Left-hand hitter against the right-hander, John Will Jenkins. A 3-0 lead for New Hampton here in the bottom of the first inning. Decorah went down in order in the first. And an error, a walk, a home run, an error, and an infield single has put Decorah in this situation. Ground ball up the middle field and near the bag, and Hogan will get to the bag just in time to force Troina. A 6 unassisted force out of Troina moves Ambrose to third and allows Connor Cleveland to reach. That's the first out of the inning. And the 7th batter of the inning, Zach Wemark, will stand in. Wemark 7 for 10, 2 doubles and 6 RBIs thus far. 3-0 New Hampton. Runners at the corners and 1 down in the inning.
Made the last put off Fensky to the left.
Cleveland with some pretty good wheels at first base, so we'll see if Coach Corey McDonald had anything up his sleeve here as the pitch inside. And Ian Smith will just eat the ball as Cleveland takes second uncontested. 1 ball, no strikes to count on Wemark. Now he bats with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 out. The 1-0 delivery grounded towards second, fielded there by Korsnes. He'll throw on to first base to retire Wemark. Ambrose will score for the 4th run of the inning. So Wemark gets an RBI.
19, Josh.
That will be his 7th of the season. 2 down, Cleveland to 3rd, and Josh Fensky will be the batter.
Third, that brings up Josh
Fensky 1 for 7 thus far with 2 RBIs. He'll swing and miss at a curveball down and away. No balls, 1 strike. Fensky, the 8th batter of the inning. Tough start for Decorah. New Hampton's done their part, but the Vikings have done enough to hurt themselves as well. The 0-1 delivery is up, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike count. The pause and the 1-1. Fastball outer half taken for a strike. And now it's 1-2. 1-2 delivery. Grounded to the right side. Fielded there by Korsnes at second. Quick toss over to Marlowe at first. And the side is out. But not before 4 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left. 1 inning complete. New Hampton leads 4-0. Tough start for Decorah as they trail at 4-0 after 1 inning. But it's been a pretty good day for the Decorah girls tennis team down at the state girls tennis meet. The individual portion of the meet going on today and tomorrow. And the team portion going on Saturday. Decorah will face Creston Orient Maxburg Saturday morning in the semifinals at 9 and at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. They'll either face Waterloo Columbus or Comanche in either the consolation or championship event. Callie Peterson for Decorah has advanced in the singles bracket to tomorrow's semifinals, and the doubles team of Caitlin Yee and Kelsey Cruz have advanced to the semifinals. On the doubles end of things, the doubles team of Annika Krieg and Anna Spencer won their consolation match after losing their quarterfinal match this morning, as they will stay alive and they can finish as high as 5th. They'll be in the consolation semifinals tomorrow morning at 9:30. Jake Marlowe is 5 for 12 with an RBI thus far. The first pitch was fouled off and the next pitch is taken high. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Marlowe, who will be followed by Brandon Hogan and Dawson Meyer here in the 2nd inning. Fastball goes up. It's 2 balls and 1 strike now on Marlowe. So, good season for Coach Larry Berlin and the Decorah girls tennis team continuing today as Marlowe swings and fouls it away. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Marlowe. So again, the Thursday and Friday portion at girls state tennis is the individual portion, and the team portion is Saturday. Decorah live in that as well. This pitch goes outside. We go full, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Jake Marlowe.
Coming up here,
3-2 the count and the pitch. Swung on, smacked into left, and a base hit. So Marlowe becomes Decorah's first base runner with his 6th hit in 13 official at-bats thus far.
And Brandon Hogan.
1 on, nobody out for Brandon Hogan, who is 3 for 12 on the campaign. 2.5-step lead at first base by Marlowe. Stokel working out of the stretch for the first time today, and Hogan looks at the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. It is 0-1.
is at Jackson Heights Golf Course in Jackson Junction, located right across from the Big Brown School of the Park.
0-1 high on a hanger from Stokeland. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. These two teams will face one another again on the 20th of June over in Decorah. As a move to first base will send Marlowe back to the bag. 2 tonight, and then a JV varsity in Decorah that evening. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stokel delivers, and the pitch high. Missed on the fastball high and tight. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 delivery, swing and a miss. Hard fastball, and Hogan couldn't catch up to it. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes the count, with Dawson Meyer to follow. A 4-0 lead for New Hampton. The highlight of the inning, a Noah Hopp 3-run homer in the bottom of the first inning. Quick move to first base. Marlowe back to the bag diving. 2-2 the count remains on Brandon Hogan. Nobody out here in the second. The pause and the 2-2. Chopper towards third, playing the long hop. There is Ambrose. He bobbles. He throws to first base. The throw will be late. So an E5 on Ambrose puts the Vikes in business, first and second with nobody out in the second inning.
Number 4, Dawson Meyer.
New Hampton only had committed 3 errors in their first 5 games of the season. Marlowe second, Hogan first. Dawson Meyer to the plate, 3 for 12 with 2 RBI. Righty-righty matchup, and the pitch to Meyer is high and tight on a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Hopp plays behind Hogan at first. The 1-0 delivery missed outside on the fastball, and it's 2-0 now on Meyer. With the right-handed hitter up, Tengi at second base playing cat and mouse with Marlowe out there. The 2-0 delivery is up for ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes, the count on Meyer with Ian Smith in the on-deck circle. A 4-0 lead for New Hampton, but the Vikes threatening in the top of the second inning. 3-0 delivery, fastball right down Main Street for a strike, and it's 3-1. Marlowe away from second, Hogan away from first. 3-1 from Stokel, swinging a pop-up foul, first base side and out of play, out onto the roadway, which separates the ballpark from the swimming pool over here in New Hampton. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count. 3-2 delivery, swung on a ground ball towards third. Ambrose will go to second for the first out, throw to first base, in time, double play. Marlowe moves to third on the play. He'll be there with 2 down.
Number 5,
on the 5-4-3 double play, which erases both Hogan and Meyer. Decorah has been pretty good at scoring with 2 outs, and Ian Smith will try to continue that trend. Ian 2 for 9 on the season with 2 RBI. 4-0 New Hampton, top half the second inning. Stokel delivers, and a curve taken on the outside edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Stokel with the 0-1. Ground ball up the middle. To his left is Troynat short. He'll throw on to first base to retire Smith, and the side is out here in the second inning. 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. 1.5 done. It's 4-0 New Hampton. A 4-0 lead for New Hampton. Noah Hopp, a 3-run homer to highlight the bottom half of the first inning. Only 1 of the runs were earned thanks to 2 Decorah errors in that frame, but they all count on the board. It's the conference opener for both squads. It's the first of 4 conference games in 2 nights for both squads. Decorah will be at Cresco tomorrow night to take on the Crestwood Cadets. And New Hampton will be here against the Owine Huskies. Keegan Tengi was the only man not to bat for the Chickasaws in the bottom of the first inning. Tengi 2 for 8 thus far as the curve misses inside from John Wilt. 1 ball, no strikes. Veteran coach Corey McDonald a little late getting out to the third base box. He's there now. The 1-0 delivery in there for a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Nick Heeman, the assistant coach in the first base box. Heeman also serving as the head wrestling coach over here at New Hampton. 1-1, the count and the pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Nick and his staff were chosen as the 2A coaches of the year in high school wrestling this year. The 1-2 curveball foul, third base side patch, Coach McDonald in the third base box. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes as John Will was forced to labor a little bit in that first inning. This will be his 30th offering of the game thus far. The kick and the deal and the 1-2 pitch, swinging a pop-up foul right side, out of play. So we'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. From the sounds of things, somebody's going to the body shop tomorrow. The pitch swung on and a pop-up into right center field. Coming in is Meyer and Varney, but neither can get there. It'll be a single to shallow right center for Tengi. Tengi with the third base hit for the Chickasaws. And for the second consecutive frame, they get their leadoff runner on. Ryan Gorman reached on an error to start the bottom of the first inning. He was on board for the hop home run as well as Jenkins starts him with the strike, 0-1. So John will be forced to work out of the stretch once again, and he'll move to first base to keep Tengi honest. Is Tengi back to the bag diving? Thorsten even with the bag at third. Marlowe holds the runner at first. John Will comes set. Runner goes, pitch taken high. Throw down to second base from Smith is late. So Tengi will steal second. Third steal thus far for the Chickasaws. Runner at second, nobody out, and a 1-1 count on Ryan Gorman. Left-hand hitter against the right-hander Jenkins. John Will comes set. Look back at second and the pitch. Swinging a pop-up foul over the third base to Cora dugout. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pause by Jenkins and the 1-2 delivery. Fisted foul. Third base side and over towards the tennis courts here at Nicholson Park. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count remains. Jenkins comes set, takes a look at second, and the 1-2 delivery is inside with a hard fastball. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Gorman. Runner at second, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the second inning, a 4-0 lead for New Hampton. 2-2 the count and the pitch. Swing and a pop-up towards left field. Angling towards the line is Cole Minks in medium depth left. He will make a 2-handed grab for the first out here in the second inning.
Coming up to the plate,
so 10, Gorman retired on the flyout, and Carter Stokel will stand in. Stokel walked and scored in the first. He was on board for the hop home run. A 4-0 lead for the Chickasaws here in the bottom of the second inning. Jenkins comes set, takes a second look at second, and the pitch is a breaking ball taken for a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch outside. As Smith had to get out of his crouch to snag that one. 1-1 the count. The pitch, fastball up. 2 balls, 1 strike from John Will.
Crestwood, a 6 o'clock start up there.
Fastball up. 3 balls, 1 strike on Stokel.
3-1 count. Chickasaw girls after losing 2 straight
Noah Hopp in the on-deck circle. He had the 3-run homer in the first.
against Mason City.
And the 3-1 is low for ball 4, and Stokel draws his second free pass.
Second walk.
Next up to the plate, first baseman number 24, Noah Hopp.
Tengi at second, Stokel at first, Hopp the batter.
Runners at first and second. Now it's
And now a courtesy runner for
New Hampton.
New Hampton.
From the roster, you know what it is, Roger?
It looks like it, I can't tell.
And Max Schwickerath will be the courtesy runner at first base, or so my sources say.
Max Wickerath.
First and second, 1 down. Hopp stands in against Jenkins. He had a 3-run homer the first time as John Will steps off and will send Tengi back jogging to second base.
No hop. Looking for the first pitch.
John Will's first offering, inside corner for a strike, nothing in 1. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.com. Darren Swenson from New Hampton. Northeast Iowa Conference baseball tonight.
Jenkins out of the stretch.
Decorah trailing New Hampton 4-0 as a curveball goes outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hopp with a 3-run homer, part of a 4-run bottom of the first inning for the Chickasaws. 1 ball, 1 strike, count in the pitch. Grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. Rounding third, coming to the plate is Keegan Tengi. The throw from Varney is cut off. It's an RBI single for Noah Hopp, and it's a 5-0 lead for New Hampton. Schwickerath stayed put at second base on the play, and Noah Hopp has now knocked in 4 runs in the first 2 frames.
He reached on an error last time out.
First and second, 1 down for Trevor Ambrose. Ambrose reached on an error, stole the base, and scored in the first inning. He swings the first one and fouls it right side, and out of play. No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 inside for 1 ball and 1 strike.
Off the plate, low, 1-1 to count. Remember the double homer's already on here.
The pitch swung on, fly ball, right center field. Underneath it is Dawson Meyer, the right fielder. He will make the catch, tagging at second. Heading to third is Schwickerath. The throw is short of the bag, and as the throw goes to third, Hopp moves up to second base. There's 2 down with runners at second and third.
Up to the plate, get a single in the first, number 4, Alex Troina.
Second and third, 2 down, 1 in. And Alex Troina, who had an infield hit his first time up, will stand in. 5-0 New Hampton, bottom of the second inning. John Will works out of the stretch and a pop-up on the first base side. On the infield grass, the ball is bobbled and caught by Cam Korsnes to retire the side.
Back down, and he makes the play.
Korsnes was under it, closed his glove briefly. The ball popped out of his glove, but he was able to play the carom without the ball falling to the ground. I don't know if he gets a fielding assist for that or not, but nonetheless. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left, 2 complete. New Hampton leading 5-0. 2 innings complete. New Hampton, the defending conference champions, off to a good start in NEIC play thus far, leading 5-0 through 2 innings. It'll be 8-9 and 1 due for Decorah here in the 3rd inning. John Will Jenkins, Ryan Thorsten, and Cole Minks. Chickasaws won the title for the first time in over 40 years last year.
Number 8, John Will Jenkins.
But the team that finished second in the league, Waverly Shellrock, ended up as the 3A state champions. Of course, the league isn't what it was from a postseason perspective a few years ago as John Will looks at the first pitch high, 1 ball, no strikes. John Will, left-hand hitter and a right-hand thrower. The 1-0 delivery swung on and missed. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. John Will 0 for 1 on the season. Of course, this year you'll have Owine, walk-on, and New Hampton all in 2A. The 1-1 delivery, swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. With Crestwood, Waverly, and Charles City, as well as Decorah in 3A. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Fastball up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Talking to some folks over in the Howard Winneshiek School District, they're probably going to be 2A in basketball and baseball next year. The 2-2 delivery is up for 3 balls, 2 strikes now on John Will Jenkins. A 5-0 lead for New Hampton here in the 3rd inning. The 3-2 delivery, swing and a foul at the plate. That one went off the mask of Jack Lynch behind home plate. I wonder what the over-under of number of times that Jack Lynch's body or mask or any part of his umpiring equipment has been hit over the years. Would 1 million be out of the out of the ballpark estimate? Probably not, as the pitch goes inside, ball 4. And John Will Jenkins draws the leadoff walk here in the 3rd inning.
Coming up to the plate, number 22, Ryan Thorsten.
Ryan Thorsten will be the batter, runner at first, nobody out. I think Coach O is going to use a courtesy runner here, and it's going to be Andrew Bonelli. Bonelli will run for Jenkins at first base.
Courtesy runner for the Vikings.
Thorsten will be the batter. He's 2 for 7. On the season. Runner at first, nobody out. Vikes had first and second with nobody out in the 2nd inning, but a double play eased the headache for New Hampton as Stokel throws a fastball low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Getting back to the split classification league, which the Northeast Iowa Conference has become, as the pitch in there for a strike to Thorsten. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's really going to be interesting to see how especially 2A gets split postseason-wise in this area. As the pitch high and tight, 2 balls and 1 strike to count on Thorsten. With Owine and walk-on now being 2A schools in baseball. Moved to first base, Bonelli back to the bag diving. He was barely off it. 2-1 the count on Thorsten. And it's also going to be interesting to see what you do 3A-wise as the pitch sliced down the right field side and foul. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Thorsten. Because there is 4 teams in the Northeast Iowa Conference that would be potential district opponents. The 2-2 delivery, curveball outside for 3 balls, 2 strikes. Waverly, Showrock, Charles City, Decorah, and Crestwood, and they were basically your district in postseason basketball this year. The 3-2 up, ball 4. So 2 straight walks for Carter Stokel. The last thing Coach Corey McDonald wants to see out of his right-hander with a 5-0 lead is 2 straight walks, and Coach Mack will head out of the dugout and take the jog out to the mound. The infield and battery will also be a part of the conversation as the top of the order and Cole Minks is due. Vikes with a 5-run deficit. This is their biggest deficit of the season to this point. We talked about the fact that they have 4 come from behind wins, but they have not trailed by as many as 5 runs. Their previous largest deficit was in Game 2 of the doubleheader up at Key High. That was a 5-1 deficit after 1 inning. In a game they eventually won by an 8-6 margin. Mink struck out swinging the first 0 for 1. Bonelli for Jenkins at second and Thorsten at first. Hop will play even with the bag at first. And Ambrose will play even with the bag at third. And the pitch to Cole Minks high. No sign of bunting from Cole. 1 ball, no strikes. So a new series of signs from Coach Olenzak in the third base box. Stokel comes set. The 1-0 delivery is low. 2 balls and no strikes. Minks down for a new series of signs from Coach O again. Stokel comes set. He was ready to go. Time was called. Now Stokel steps back to the rubber. Comes set and brings the 2-0 to Minks. And that one a fastball for a strike. It's 2-1. Benelli again, the runner at second, and Thorsten will be at first. The pause and the 2-1 delivery. Swing and a foul at the plate, and that one got Jack once again, as he was hit in the shoulder that time, as Ryan Gorman doing the sportsmanlike thing as the catcher, grabbing a baseball and walking it out to Carter Stokel. Coach Corey McDonald out to check on Jack Lynch. Coach Olenzak down from the third base box to check on Jack. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 coming from Stokel to Minks. That'll be the next pitch. So we said Jack's been hit 1,000,000 times. Make it 1,000,001 right there. 2-2 the count and pitch. Sails high for 3 balls, 2 strikes now on Minks. So Stokel has gone to a full count on now 5 of the 10 batters he has faced, and the pitch swung on and mixed. A bit of a breaking ball, and Minks was over the top of it.
6, Gabe Varney.
Benelli, the runner at second. Thorsten at first. 1 down here in the third inning, and Gabe Varney, who popped to second his first time up, will stand in. Fastball high and outside from Stokel. He's popping the mitt pretty good. Just sometimes he doesn't know where it's going. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch outside again. 2 balls, no strikes on Varney. The pitch high again. It's 3-0 now. Stokel threw 32 pitches in the first 2 innings. He's getting ready to throw his 23rd of this frame right here. The 3-0 is high, ball 4. He's walked, the bases loaded. So Decorah with a opportunity to get back into this one, as Gorman out to have a conversation with Stokel. Some action stirring in the New Hampton bullpen up the first base side. Cam Korsness will bat. He flew out to right in the first 0 for 1. Korsness had one of the RBIs in last night's game. Stokel will work out of the windup, and the pitch to Cam is a strike, 0-1. Benelli, the runner at third, Thorsten at second, and Varney at first. 5-0 New Hampton here in the top of the third inning. 0-1 delivery is a fastball up to Cam, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. One. Sails up. It's 2 balls and 1 strike now. The pitch swung on, popped up on the infield. Infield fly has been called, as Tengi, the second baseman, will make the catch as the Chickasaws get a big out there. 2 down, bases remain loaded for Jake Marlowe. Marlowe singled to left. His first time up in the second. 5-0 New Hampton. We play the top half of the third. Stokel's first offering sails high. It's 1 ball, no strikes. So Decorah has had a couple of chances at first and second. Nobody out, couldn't convert in the second. Now have the bases loaded with 1 out and now 2 outs as Marlowe fouls it right side and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Stokel, a quick worker. He's right back to the hill. He's ready to go. The 1-1 delivery, swinging a foul straight back and out of play as Marlowe went reaching for it, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 5-0 New Hampton, and Stokel a strike away from getting out of a headache. The 1-2 delivery is a fastball up for 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Marlowe.
3 on, 2 down, top of 3, 5-0 New Hampton. All 3 on for
The 2-2. Fastball up, and now everyone's going to be moving. 3-2 with 2 down, so if Marlowe is able to gap one, he can probably clear the bases. Gap is in right center field. 3-2 delivery, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Stokel walks the bases loaded, but no harm done as Decora leaves all 3. 2.5 innings complete. New Hampton leading by a 5-0 margin.
After the top of the third, Chickasaws.
Northeast Iowa Conference baseball on the air tonight. New Hampton leading Decorah 5-0 through 2.5 innings. We'll be with you again tomorrow night as Decorah will travel to Cresco to take on the Crestwood Cadets in baseball. 5:30 will be our start time for tomorrow night's broadcast. Looking ahead to next week, we'll have Decorah softball on the air for the first time on Monday night as Decorah will take on Walk-On from Decorah. That will be a 7 o'clock start time for that one. Tuesday night, we'll have Decorah and Owine in baseball.
Start off the bottom of the third for your Chickasaws.
We'll only have game 1 of that doubleheader on Tuesday night.
Cleveland.
That's primary election day, so my real job, if you will take precedent for game 2 of that doubleheader as Connor Cleveland smacks one up the middle past the lunging Hogan and into center field for a base hit. So Connor Cleveland, who hit into a force play in the first inning, gets on with a leadoff single
Number 12.
to left center here in the third. So the Chickasaws get their leadoff runner on for the 3rd consecutive inning. And Zach Wemark, who had an RBI ground out to second in the first, will stand in. A 5-0 lead for New Hampton as we play the bottom half of the 3rd inning. As John Will throws over to first base to send Cleveland back standing to the bag. Cleveland 2.5 steps off the bag at first. The pause by John Will. And now he steps off and bluffs the throw. Fortunately, he did it in that order to avoid the balk. Thorsten in on the grass at third as the pitch missed outside to Zach Wemark. 1 ball, no strikes. Wednesday night next week we'll be at Waverly for softball, and then Friday night be at Walk-On for baseball. Fastball outside edge for a strike to the left-hand hitting Wemark. 1 ball, 1 strike, I should say. A 5-0 lead for New Hampton here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The 1-1, low and inside, got by Smith briefly, throw down to second base, and the tag applied by Hogan, and Connor Cleveland retired, trying to move up 90 feet. The ball did not get by Smith that far, just went to his right, and he was on target with the throw to erase the base runner. It's 2-1 now on Wemark as he bats with 1 down. As the pitch goes inside again, it's 3 balls, 1 strike now on Zach Wemark with Fensky to follow here in the 3rd. 3-1 with 1 down. The pitch outside corner for a strike, and it's 3-2 now. Five nothing New Hampton here in the 3rd, 4 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd for the Chickasaws. The pitch swung on and a foul tip into the glove of the catcher Ian Smith, and there's 1 down here in the 3rd inning.
Number 19,
Zach Wemark retired on the strikeout, and there's 2 down, I should say, after the caught stealing of Cleveland. So Jenkins will try to face the minimum here in the third inning. The batter will be Josh Fenske, who ended the first with the ground out to second, 0 for 1. Fenske will try to bunt and bunt foul. No balls and 1 strike to count. He was trying to bunt on a curveball that was coming in on the hands that time, and the contact was made more out of self-defense than anything else. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Chopper first base side, and it goes to the right of the bag foul, where it was fielded there by Jake Marlowe. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Nothing in 2 with 2 down. The 0-2 delivery swung on and missed. A foul tip into the glove of Smith, and that's that for the third inning. 1 hit. Nobody left. We're 3 innings complete. New Hampton leads at 5-0.
After 3, the score.
A 5-0 lead for New Hampton thus far. 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Chickasaws. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 errors for the Cora. Chickasaws got 4 runs in the first inning. 3 coming off a Noah Hop 3-run homer. And Hop added an RBI single in the second inning. The Vikes have had their chances in the last 2 frames. They had first and second with nobody out in the second inning. Could not get the run home. And it was bases loaded, 1 out in the third inning. And could not get a run home either. Brandon Hogan, Dawson Meyer, and Ian Smith in the top half of the fourth inning to face Carter Stokel. Stokel was forced to labor a bit in that third inning. He threw 32 pitches in the first 2 innings, had to throw 33 in the thirds. First ball swinging is Hogan, flying one into right. Weimart got a late break on it, but makes a 2-handed grab in shallow right field. 1 pitch, 1 out in the fourth.
After 1 pitch, coming up to the plate for the Vikings, number 4.
Hogan, who had reached on an error in the second inning, is now 0 for 2. 1 down, nobody on for Dawson Meyer. Grounded into a double play back in the second inning. He'll swing at the first one. Ground one towards short, picked up there by Troyna, and he'll throw on to first base. And there's 2 up and 2 down here in the fourth inning.
After another pitch, coming up to the plate for the Vikings.
I understand the mentality of wanting to be ready for that first strike there, but with a kid who was having a tough time finding the strike zone in the last frame, you sometimes don't want to let him have too easy of an inning there, as Smith fouls the first pitch back to the screen. No balls and 1 strike. He's at the 65 pitch total right now, and if he can get out of this frame with the single-digit pitch total, it will be to his benefit for later on in the game. A curveball is low and away. It's 1 ball, 1 strike on Ian Smith. Smith grounded to short to end the second, 0 for 1. New Hampton leading 5-0 as we play the top half of the fourth inning. The 1-1 fastball missed. Low and in on the right hand hitting Smith. It's 2 balls and 1 strike now. Chopper foul, third base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuce is wild on the Decorah catcher. Stokel ready. And the 2-2 delivery. A Chopper, third base side, playing the long hop is Ambrose, fielding it in front of the bag. Throw to first base. And safe at first is Ian Smith.
Coming up to the plate.
Ambrose throw pulled the foot of Hop off the bag. Hop was able to make the scoop cleanly, but the foot left the bag in the process. And Joe Kanoki will get Smith's courtesy at first base. And John Will Jenkins will try to help his own cause. John Will walked in the third inning. One of 3 walks that have been given by Stokel, and a move to first base will send Joe back diving to the bag. 2 errors aside, the 2 errors led to 3 unearned runs for New Hampton for Decorah in the first inning. The 2 errors have not done any run damage yet for New Hampton. John Will, left-hand hitter, and a move to first base will send Kanoki back diving to the bag again. The pause and the pitch. Down and in to John Will. 1 ball, no strikes to count.
Another update from Cresco. Hampton down 3-1.
The pause, the pitch, outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1 now on John Will Jenkins.
1-1 to count here to John.
Vikes looking for some 2-out magic. They scored one of their 3 runs with 2 outs after in the previous games they scored all 3 runs as that one blooped toward short, still on the infield. Troina there to make a 2-handed grab, and the side is out here in the inning. 1 error, 1 left, halfway home in game 1 of the doubleheader. New Hampton leading 5-0. It'll be Keegan Tengi, then the top of the order, Ryan Gorman and Carter Stokel for New Hampton, as the Chickasaws lead it by a 5-0 margin. They're out hitting Decorah 5-1. The errors remain even at 2. Again, if you weren't with us earlier, was a successful day for the Decorah girls tennis team down at Burns Park in Waterloo at the 1A Girls State Individual Tennis Meet. Callie Peterson has advanced to the semifinals on the singles bracket, and the doubles team of Caitlin Yee and Kelsey Cruz have advanced to the semifinals in doubles. The other doubles team for Decorah, Annika Krieg and Anna Spencer, lost their quarterfinal round match but won on the backside of the bracket, so they will participate in the consolation semifinals tomorrow morning, and they can come back to as high as 5th. So a good day for Coach Larry Berlin and the Decorah girls tennis team as the pitch goes inside to Keegan Tengi. 1 ball, no strikes. Tengi singled to right and scored in the second. 1 for 1. Fastball for a strike. It's 1-1 on Tengi. The Chickasaws have gotten their leadoff runner on in the 3 innings thus far. The 1-1 delivery, and that hit him. So Tengi reaches on the HBP.
Our Chickasaws are back to the start of their lineup. That brings up
runner at first and nobody out for Ryan Gorman. Reached on an error and scored in the first, flew out to left in the second. Jenkins has now walked 1 and hit 1 to go along with his 2 strikeouts. And the first pitch is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Control has been pretty decent for John Will. Correction, 2 walks for Jenkins. Both have gone to Carter Stokel. 2 walks in 9 innings plus thus far. Runner goes, pitch outside. Smith won't even make a throw as Tengi got a outstanding jump. So he'll take second base uncontested. 2-0 the count on Ryan Gorman. Jenkins a look back at second, and the 2-0 is inside. 3 balls and no strikes on Ryan Gorman with Carter Stokel in the on-deck circle. The pitch inside for ball 4.
After the walk, that brings up to the plate number 10.
So a hit by a pitch and a walk puts runners at first and second with nobody out. Offensive timeout asked here by Coach Mack as nobody limbering up yet in the Decorah bullpen. Couple of words of encouragement from Coach Mack as Stokel steps into the right-hand batter's box. First and second, nobody out. 5-0 lead for New Hampton here in the bottom of the 4th. Stokel squaring to bunt, pulls the bat back, and it looks at a pitch low. 1 ball, no strikes. So we talked about Jenkins having pretty decent control. All of a sudden, he's having a tough time finding the strike zone as well. Stokel squaring to bunt. Runners go, pitch a strike, and both will move up 90 feet.
On base for both runners.
Jenkins wasn't even paying attention to the base runners, and they stole both on Jenkins that time. So now, second and third with nobody out, and a 1-1 count on Stokel, who tries to help his own cause here. The pitch, ground ball toward short. Hogan was playing back. He'll field, throw to first base for the out at first. Moving up to third on the throw is Gorman. So Stokel with an RBI ground out. Tengi scores, Gorman to third. It's a 6-0 lead for New Hampton. And a man responsible for 4 of the 6 runs will stand in. Hop, a 3-run homer in the first, an RBI single in the second. Up again here in the fourth as he hammers one towards right center field. That'll land and be a gapper. Scoring easily will be Ryan Gorman as Hop will stand at second with a double. 3 for 3, 5 RBI night for Noah Hop, and the Chickasaws are up 7-0.
Trevor Ambrose.
Hop's been responsible for knocking in 5 of the 7 runs. A 3-run homer in the first, an RBI single in the second, and an RBI double here in the third. And Trevor Ambrose will stand in. He'll look at a strike from John Will. No balls and 1 strike. Ambrose reached on air and scored in the first and flew out to right in the second. He's officially 0 for 2. The 0-1 delivery smacked towards left field and a base hit. Rounding third and getting a stop sign is Hop. First and third, nobody out here in the 4th inning. As Ambrose is on for the second time, getting his first base hit right there. 7-0 the lead for New Hampton, and the batter will be Alex Troina. Infield hit in the first, popped to second in the second.
We are in the bottom of the 4th.
7-0 New Hampton. First and third with 1 down. John Will comes set, and now he steps towards third, moves towards first. See if anything's happening on the base pass for the Chickasaws. The pitch, runner goes, pitch a strike. Ian Smith's throw down to second base is cut off in the middle of the infield by Korsnes. So Ambrose will take second. And Troina has an 0-1 count on him, but he bats with 1 out and 2 runners in scoring position. The 0-1 delivery is outside for 1 ball, 1 strike on Troina. The pause, a look around the base pass. The 1-1 delivery swung on and fouled towards the first base dugout in the Chickasaw on-deck circle. Now it's 1-2 from John Will to Troina. 1-2 the count. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout for John Will Jenkins, 2 down in the inning. And Connor Cleveland will look to keep it going. Cleveland reached on a force play in the first inning and singled to left in the third. Second and third, 2 down, 7-0 Chickasaws here in the bottom of the 4th, and that one sprayed out into left center field for a base hit. Hop will score. Scoring is Ambrose. Cleveland will slide into second with a double. It's 9-0 Chickasaws. Connor Cleveland now 2 for 3 with 2 RBI.
12, Zach Wemark.
A 4 spot here in the 4th inning to match the 4 spot they had in the first inning. Their other tally came in the second. At a backdoor breaking ball to Zach Wemark is in there for a strike, 0-1. Wemark 0 for 2, an RBI ground out in the first and struck out swinging in the third.
And he struck out in the third. 1-1 to count.
The 0-1 is taken low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
1-1 to count. So
the Chickasaws with 8 hits and 9 runs. Decora's helped him out with a couple of errors as well. The pitch smacked towards second, caught on the line by Cam Korsnes, and the side is out here in the 4th inning. But 4 more runs score on 3 hits. No errors and 1 left. We are 4 innings complete in game 1 of the doubleheader. New Hampton leads Decorah 9-0.
Going into the 5th, feel free to take a 5th inning.
New Hampton off to a good start in their first game of title defense here in the Northeast Iowa Conference. They lead 9-0, 4 spots in the 1st and the 4th inning. Noah Hopp, one of the offensive highlights of the night. A single, a double, a home run, 2 runs scored, and 5 RBI on the night. Carter Stokel hasn't been A-plus sharp, but when his offense scores 9 runs in a matter of 4 innings, you don't have to be A-plus sharp, but I'm sure there's a lot of teaching points and coaching points from this game that Coach McDonald, Coach Heeman, and New Hampton's staff will move on from there as Ryan Thorsten will be the batter. 9-1-2 due here in the 5th as Thorsten grounds one towards second, and Tengi, he'll throw to first base to retire Thorsten. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 5th inning. 1 down, nobody on for Cole Minks, who struck out twice against Stokel.
Number 12, Cole Minks.
This is Stokel's first outing of the year. And Joe Kanoki actually will bat for Cole Minks.
Pinch hitter number 2, Joe Kanoki.
Kanoki appeared as a courtesy runner earlier in the game. He'll now bat for Minks. Joe bats from the left-hand side. He'll swing at the first one and ground one towards second base. Picked up there by Tengi. A nearly wild throw and an athletic grab at first base by Hopp to corral the putout. Hopp, a left-handed first baseman. If he would have been a right-handed first baseman and the glove would have been on the left side, that could have been some trouble, but it wasn't, as Gabe Varney swings and misses at the first offering from Stokel. No balls and 1 strike. 9-0 New Hampton here in the top half of the 5th inning. Varney 0 for 1, popped to second in the first and walked in the 3rd. The 0-1 delivery, a curveball swung on and missed, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Stokel had a rocky rocky second and 3rd, but other than that, he's been pretty sharp. The pitch, curveball high and away. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Varney. New Hampton leading 9-0, 4 spots in the 1st and the 4th as fastball goes up from Stokel. It's 2-2 now on Varney. So the Chickasaws have played well thus far as the pitch swung on and missed. Down goes Varney, and down go the Vikings in the 5th inning. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom half of the 5th. Chickasaws leading by a 9-0 margin. 9-0 lead for New Hampton as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. John Will Jenkins still on the hill for Decorah. He has given up all 9 runs. 6 have been earned in 4 innings. He's walked 3, he's struck out 3, and given up 8 hits in the process. Will did throw 2 innings in the bullpen night for Decorah. Last night in the game against Southwind, Vikings threw a total of 4 guys. John Will has thrown 77 pitches in his 4 innings thus far.
Up to the plate to start off the bottom of the 5th, number 19, Josh Fensky.
By comparison, Carter Stokel has thrown 83 through 5 innings. Josh Fensky is 0 for 2. He's one of 2 men that haven't been on base yet for the Chickasaws as he swings and fouls the first pitch off. No balls and 1 strike. John Will ready, the 0-1. Good breaking ball taken on the inside corner to the right hand hitting Fenske. For a strike, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Fenske. And that's the 4th strikeout for John Will Jenkins, and the first time that he has been able to retire a leadoff batter in a frame. One down, nobody on for Keegan Tengi. He's been on base twice, he's scored twice. It looks at the first pitch outside from John Will. 1 ball, no strikes. Tengi singled, stole a base, scored in the 2nd, was hit by a pitch, stole 2 bases, and scored in the 4th. Up again here in the 5th. The 1-0 is inside for 2 balls and no strikes on Tengi, with the top of the order and Ryan Gorman on deck. 2-0 the count. And Jenkins delivers the pitch. Hit well, but hit foul down the third base line. 2-1 now on Tengi.
2-1 the count. 1 down here, bottom of the 5th, 9-0. Here's the 2-1.
The 2-1. Caught the corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Leads in, but takes the pitch. 2-2 the count. Lock the lineup on deck.
2-2 on the number 9 hitter in the lineups. And the pitch swung on and missed at a pitch in the dirt. Smith will apply the tag for good measure, and there's 2 down here in the 5th inning.
Their lineup, number 11, Ryan Gorman.
The first time in the game that Decorah has been able to retire the first 2 batters of a frame, and Ryan Gorman will be the batter. Gorman reached down an error and scored in the 1st, flew out to left in the 2nd, walked and scored in the 4th. And the pitch on a backdoor breaking ball is taken for a strike on the outside edge to the left-hand hitting Gorman. No balls and 1 strike. Fastball up. A ball and a strike now on Gorman. One coming. Missed outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. The Vikes have only been able to keep the Chickasaws off the board in 1 inning, and that was in the 3rd. 2-1 delivery, inside corner for a strike. 2-2 now on Gorman. Jenkins was able to face the minimum after giving up a leadoff single, and Connor Cleveland was caught stealing. So the Chickasaws have had a base runner in every frame to this point. 2-2, grounded to the right side, fielded on 2 hops by Marlowe, who'll take 3 steps to his left and tag the bag to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down, 5 complete. It is 9-0 New Hampton.
9-0 New Hampton going in the top of the 6th.
Maybe some changes coming for the Chickasaws as head coach Corey McDonald is meeting with Jack Lynch, the home plate umpire. Carter Stokel is still going to be pitching. Looking around, I haven't noticed any changes yet, but we'll see if anything comes to fruition here. You know, Coach Mack was having a conversation with so apparently there will be a new catcher. Ryan Gorman is warming up with the pitcher without his full gear on, so it looks like Noah Fye is going to be coming in to do some catching now. Fye, the sophomore, made a name for himself
Catcher number 9. 9, Noah, 5.
on the wrestling mat.
And to lead off for the Vikings, second baseman, number 1, Cameron Horstman.
No, 5. Good baseball player. Take over play. Trevor Ambrose. Also.
Plays baseball, and then he will take over behind the plate.
Ryan Gorman pitching. Saw that last week in the opener against Southwind. Of course,
And Cameron Korsness will start things here in the 6th inning. And Cam will look at a strike, 0-1.
out to right.
He flew out to right in the first, popped to second in the third. The 0-1 delivery from Stokel is a breaking ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stokel has kept the Vikings scoreless on only 1 hit. The only hit was a Marlowe leadoff single in the 2nd inning. The pitch goes low. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. He's walked 3, and he struck out 3. 2 of the strikeouts and 3 of the walks came in the same frame. As the pitch goes low, it's 3-1 now on Korsness.
Early summer evening here at beautiful Michelson Park. That pitch.
Pitch outside, ball 4. 4th walk for Stokel. And Jake Marlowe will be the batter.
Number 17, Jake.
Marlowe has the only hit of the game, a single to left in the 2nd. He struck out swinging with the bases loaded in the 3rd. That was probably one of the key moments of this game. It was 5-0 at that time as the first pitch goes outside to Marlowe. 1 ball, no strikes. Bases loaded, 1 down. Stokel was able to get a pop out of Korsness and a strikeout from Marlowe. Ground ball to 3rd, knocked down there by Ambrose. He keeps it in front of him and throws to first base to retire Marlowe, with Korsness moving to 2nd on the play. He'll be there with 1 down.
Next up, number 10.
Runner at 2nd, 1 down for Brandon Hogan. Reached on an error in the 2nd, flew out to right in the 4th.
Aaron flat out to right. Top the 6th, 1 down, 9-0 New Hampton.
Pause by Stokel in the pitch, breaking ball outside. 1-0 on Brandon Hogan. Korsness, good lead at second base. Chickasaws aren't paying a lot of attention to him as the curve goes over for a strike, and it's 1-1. 1-1 with 1 down. The 1-1 delivery swung on, driven towards left center field. After it is Cleveland. He's going to make the catch, and Korsness was caught between 2nd and 3rd. Cleveland will throw to 2nd and Tanguy to easily double him up. So Korsness with a little bit of a mental error there, perhaps thinking it was 2 outs. He easily gets doubled up. Nothing across in the 6th. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. 9-0 New Hampton. John Will Jenkins done after 5 innings. Ryan Thorsten will come to the hill. And Jenkins will just trade places with him as he will move to 3rd base. Jenkins, tough night for him against a pretty good team, to be fair. 5 innings, 8 hits,
Change up for
9 runs,
Ryan Thorsten moving John
and 6 earned. He walked 3 and he struck out 5. Thorsten threw a little bit in the JV game last night. He'll get an opportunity on the varsity here. I believe on the varsity end of things, this will be his first outing. It will be. 9-0 New Hampton, 2, 3, and 4 due for the Chickasaws.
To start off the bottom of the 6th, number 10, your pitcher, Carter Stokel.
It'll be Carter Stokel, Noah Hopp, and Trevor Ambrose. 2, 3, and 4 for the Chickasaws here in the 6th inning. A 9-0 lead for New Hampton. A 4-run first, a 4-run 4th, and a single tally in the 2nd. Swinging a pop-up 3rd base side. Coming over is Thorsten, Smith, and John Will Jenkins, but it lands over the third base Decorah dugout. And it snowballs and 1 strike on Carter Stokel. Drew a free pass and scored in the first, walked in the second, and had an RBI ground out in the fourth. So he's officially 0 for 1, scored a run, and has an RBI. Thorsten with the 0-1, breaking ball outside for 1 ball, 1 strike. Thorsten gets the sign from Ian Smith. He'll wheel and deal in the pitch, smack towards left field, and a base hit. Stokel gets base hit number 9 of the evening for the Chickasaws as he reaches with a potential winning run for New Hampton. A runner at first, nobody out for Noah Hopp, and Hopp has been responsible for 5 of the 9 runs for New Hampton. As a new runner coming in for New Hampton will be Keegan Kane.
Courtesy runner for the Chickasaws, number 18, Keegan Kane.
Kane, a freshman, will run at first base. Hopp a triple away from the cycle. Left-hand hitter against the right-hander Thorsten, and the pitch hops away from Ian Smith to his right, and moving up to second base will be Keegan Kane. There was a breaking ball down and in, and Ian couldn't get the chest protector in front of it. It's 1 ball, no strikes to count. Hopp, a 3-run homer in the first, an RBI single in the second, an RBI double, and a run scored in the fourth. The 1-0 delivery, outside corner on the backdoor breaking ball, taken for a strike. And it's 1-1 on Noah Hopp. 9-0 New Hampton here in the bottom of the 6th. Thorsten with a look at second, and the 1-1 to Hopp, sprayed foul back to the screen on the third base side of the backstop, directly behind home plate. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Runner at second, nobody out. The runner at second gets home. Game 1 is done. The 1-2 delivery swung on, smack towards right center field. It'll land for a base hit. Rounding third, coming to the plate is Kane. There won't be a throw, and the Chickasaws are going to take game 1 of the doubleheader by a 10-0 margin. 10 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors, and 6 left for the Chickasaws, or 5 left, I should say, for the Chickasaws. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors, and 5 left for Decorah. Winning pitcher Carter Stokel 1-0, and the losing pitcher John Will Jenkins 0-1. So New Hampton improves to 5-1 overall and 1-0 in Northeast Iowa Conference play. Decorah drops to 4-1 overall and 0-1 in NEIC play. We will take about 20 to 30 minutes and get you set for game 2 of the doubleheader, and we will be with you then on Vikings Radio 1240 KDEC Decorah.
6 innings.